Hello, and welcome to a new episode of the CLV Revolution. Today we are going to speak about chapter 7. My guest today has 26 years in the experimentation arena as the founder of Conversion Craft, which is the leading business optimization company in the DACH region. In this episode, we talk about customer journey mapping, how simple or complex the customer journey should be, what are the 4 steps to persuade the people in your organization to make customer journey happen, from where you need to start to swipe the stairs if you want to make change management happen in your organization. Let's dive in.
Thanks for inviting me, and congratulations on your amazing book. And I enjoyed chapter 7 a lot because not many people are talking about customer journeys and customer journey mapping. I think it's something that is hidden in mostly in UX teams and in maybe research teams. And what the thing I saw first was you're saying customer journey mapping is a strategic tool, and I completely agree, but this is 100% different to what I see in reality. So maybe this is something you should elaborate a little bit. So why is customer journey mapping a strategic tool?
Yeah, so Andre, I think one important aspect about the companies is that they don't know where they are going. I mean, they start with the great idea, and then they start to hire new people, and they forget where they are going and the fact that they are serving a customer to make progress in his or her life. And the more people, the harder it is to keep this in mind, in the minds of everyone. And I think customer journey should be like a strategic tool, so that the leadership of the organization takes into account where the customers are going, so that they can adapt their journey, their company's journey, to the customer journey, not vice versa. Because basically we've all had those disappointments in our lives, because we are all clients, customers of other companies, of so many companies. And we've seen that it's so hard to be well treated. And that happens because there is a disconnection between the credo and the vision and the values that they put on the walls in their headquarters, and the reality when you are supposed to do a return, or when you are supposed to follow up on a service that it wasn't delivered properly. So that's why I think the leadership of the organization should be aware about this strategic tool, which is customer journey, which I think is not used properly.
Yeah, I think I just heard or I read it somewhere. The first car is always sold by a sales rep, and the second car is sold by the service team.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it like that? So you could decide where to invest your money to create a seamless and great customer journey, right?
Exactly. So I think many companies are losing touch with their customers, and they forget to care. They forget that they should be in service of a customer, which is choosing them over, I don't know, hundreds of other options that they have to fix that problem.
So if I'm a car manufacturer and I see I have a retention problem, on average, people only buy 1.1 cars. It might be wrong to invest more money in online marketing or the sales department. Then I should put my money into coaching, training the service team.
Yes, that's and Andre, you've touched a very important point. This purchase frequency, because it's not only about the retention of the customers, but it's the advocacy. It's about the word of mouth, because acquisition is it's such a jungle out there to acquire customers, that you can't over rely on acquisition, on this demand gen techniques. So your customers can become your best ambassadors, your best evangelists. But in order to do so, you need to craft a journey around that. So if you ask yourself the right questions, you and your team the right questions, like how can I make my customers or our customers, how can we make our customers think that they got undeniable value so that they can talk with their peers and folks. So you need to work like a movie director, you know. You need to orchestrate this type of touch points so you can craft this type of moments of peaks in terms of the emotions so that they start to evangelize about your product or service.
So basically, it's about eliminating disappointment and friction in the overall customer journey.
Yeah, exactly.
And it starts with companies not knowing their customer journey at all. And I once realized if you call it customer journey map or customer journey mapping, many people are afraid that this is really complex. And back to car manufacturers, we worked on customer journey optimization for a big German automobile maker. And I remember I entered the room of the project team and they had printouts of the current customer journey maps they have, and they were in the size of the whole wall. They were so complex. Actually, nobody was able to use them. It did not facilitate the process. It made it more complex. And that's a misunderstanding I hear many times, that because every journey is individual, this must be really complex. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I'm a strong supporter of making it stupid simple. So basically, you need to make it easy to understand by the average Joe, because if you make it way too complex, and I've made this scene, you know, back in the days, we've made a huge customer journey with all these ramifications, and wow, it was way too hard. So what I think you should be doing that, like the overall customer journey with the main steps, and then for teams which are doing some specific activity, to make it more granular for them, but still maintain a level of complexity that it's easy to digest by the human brain. Because otherwise, yeah, you mapped it and nobody's using it, nobody's aware about it. And I think this is also a problem, because you can't enforce your employees, your colleagues, to respect all these granular steps if they can't freaking remember them. So, and that's also happening, Andre, because the adoption of the technology, I mean, picture this: we are a technology vendor and we've seen this over and over again. So there are some smart people, or maybe there are some visionaries in front of at the helm of these organizations, and they become aware that, hey, we need this technology, we need to do these processes. So they force technology into the company, and then they have a technology, and then they have some business processes that must be squeezed around and forced to the technology. And then is the customer journey, which it's nowhere to be seen. I mean, they don't start with, hey, what our customers want to achieve, what's their journey, and then we come up with the business processes, and then we realize, hey, we need this technology. Otherwise, it's not working. So that's why we see these Frankenstein customer journeys happening for large organizations.
It's like somebody once said, I don't know where this quote is from. It says, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. And this is my perception. You know, people are looking at something from the wrong perspective. Like they have what they control, tools, tech stack, organization, goals. And from that window, they look to the outside and they see all these different customers in different stages, and they can't put the picture together. And they have to swap their perspective. So they have to look at their product from the customer perspective, and they're basically not capable of doing that without help. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. And that's where the mirror comes into place. You know, I mean, you need a mirror. Any company needs a mirror to see where they are, because otherwise, as you've seen, you can't read the label from inside the bottle.
Mm-hmm. So basically, something I also observed is each team. I mean, you're talking about silos in your book, and basically your claim is that one easy to understand view from the customer perspective on your product, basically, for example, a customer journey map, is something that simplifies things. But I would say only if all the teams use the same view, that then, I mean, you're talking about breaking silos or how to break silos. But what
Yeah,
I observe is, because nobody tried to break down the barriers, each team is using their own reality of a
yeah,
customer journey map. So the online marketing teams click in Google Analytics and said, that's the truth. Here I see all the customer journeys tracked. This is the truth. Product teams, they made a customer journey mapping workshop internally. They have their view on the customer journey, whatever. So blah blah blah. Many teams, many different perspectives. I don't know if this is accidental, my observation, anecdotal, or do you share that? Have you observed something similar?
yeah, for sure. And this internal alignment is such a such a huge animal to tackle,
So
because
why is, you're talking also about the C-suite? Basically, if you want to overcome the barriers, you have to jump a level higher
yeah,
to somebody who has the power to break down the barriers. You can't. Uh, in Germany, we say the stairs are always swiped from top to bottom, not the other way around. You know.
I love your I love your quotes. I love
No, but
your
that
quotes.
means you need to reach out to somebody that has the power to tell everyone, stop that thing.
Yeah,
Let's create a unified view on the customer journey that we all use. Otherwise, you're not breaking down the silos. You're creating more barriers.
yeah, indeed. And you make it way more complicated for the company to understand what the heck we are doing here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, Andrew, this has to do with I mean, I've been in this rodeo for maybe as long as you've did as well, in this experimentation arena, where we are coming up with hypotheses, observation, evidence-based research, and then we start to change things. And I've seen over and over again is the fact that the root cause is the fact that the, let's say, customer centricity, or the mentality on the top of the organization, is not there, because they are chasing their KPIs, their board is pushing their agendas. They come up with strange targets which doesn't take into account the demand on the market, or the conditions. And they realize someone in a board decided, hey, we need 28% growth this year on a market which is going down. I mean, and then these people which are handling these departments, they try to realize those numbers. They are after numbers. They are not after emotions, happy customers, and those principles that will lead to sustainable growth. And as long as they are not trained and educated, and as long as the people behind even the organization, because even the CEOs and the C-level suite, they are being put in and cornered by their board, right? So they have someone that they will respond to. And those people are if they aren't customer centric as well, then basically you're fighting with windmills like Don
Yes.
Quixote.
Yeah. So how do I change it? Let's assume I'm somebody maybe not on the lowest level, but somewhere stuck in the middle of my organization. You tell me, well, go to the C-suite. How do
Yeah.
I sell? How do I sell it to the C-suite that somebody should be responsible for this topic on that level? Basically, you're connecting something that might sound really esoterical to a top manager, caring about markets and context and strategy and future and innovation and tech, whatever. So
Yeah.
you're talking to these people and you now tell them, well, we should do customer journey mapping. And it sounds esoterical. But on the other hand, you claim, well, guys, this could have a multi-million-dollar impact on our business. So how do you bring this together?
Yeah. And
How
I
do I
think,
pitch it?
yeah, in order to persuade them, it's clear that you need to talk their language. So you can't start any. It's like an experimentation process, right? You want to change the behavior. I mean, we're both in the CRO arena. We've been for years. You start with diagnosing where they are, right? So you start going over there, and they are at numbers, making revenue happen, whatever. And let me tell you a story. Back then in 2017. So I met with the CEO. He was running one of the largest bookstores in Central and Eastern Europe. And I was there to understand how to persuade them to make changes into their customer journey, right? So I wanted to focus on customers and whatever. So I've started by diagnosing which are the things that he was struggling with. And he started with some financial issues, the fact that he needs more money, he needs a loan. Why do you need the loan? So I've applied this why method up until the point when he disclosed that they want to build a new warehouse, which is huge. They want to accommodate everything because they are growing and whatever. So I asked him, so why do you need this warehouse? Because we can't serve the customers. Oh, you can't serve the customers, but why do you need to serve the customers better? Because there are some complaints and whatever. And have you investigated why they are complaining and how big is the financial impact? And he said, well, we do have some clues. So basically, after that, we've made an analysis, and he realized that it wasn't only about the warehouse. So they had other frictions in their head. So after that, he wanted to see evidence about the negative financial impact. And when I showed him that 28% of their customers that they are churning have nothing to do with the warehouse, and it's also only about how they are being treated, what kind of expectations they are giving, because they were being obsessed with fast delivery because everyone wants fast delivery. But with an experiment about delaying the delivery, setting the right expectations, have not affected negatively the conversion rate. So after that, they realized that, hey, we just need to tweak the expectations at this particular step in the customer journey, so that we don't have to invest that quickly into a new warehouse. So we have more time, so we can take it way more slowly. So once you connect the customer journey with their financial agenda and numbers, then you can transform such an organization, and they want to improve the customer journey, because at the end of the day, CRO is just a step into their journey, right? So when you do CRO, you actually do website experimentation, which is tweaking a bit the customer journey with some messaging or some flows, so that you change the behavior of the customer and you make more money eventually. Yeah. So I think that's how it works.
You make tons of more money. So let's facilitate it into an easy step-by-step approach. Let's assume I'm responsible for let's say conversion optimization. I'm a conversion manager. I have a small team. I'm reporting to the e-commerce manager, and the e-commerce manager is reporting to the CMO, whatever. So yeah. I'm there. I see the problem. I see many different teams having no idea about the customer journey or using different methods. So I just heard this episode, and I think, well, this Valentin guy, he's so damn right. I want to do that. I need to connect to the C-suite. So step one, I reach out. I am preparing my email. What do I tell my CMO or CEO in an email so I get the attention and get a meeting?
Yeah, what's the attention grabber? So yeah. Before doing that, step one is to have access to the data so that you can back up your claims with numbers. So if you don't have numbers, you can't persuade. You can't go there to persuade your manager. So basically, you need some allies to have access to the data, to the customer behavior, to voice of customer, to NPS responses, so that you can come up with, hey, our three main issues from the customers are this, that, and the other.
So you may be using also cognitive biases like the nonsense math effect. You could create a business case saying, hey guys, our bucket is leaking $34.5 million each year because of this and that. Would that be a good pitch?
Yeah, that's the way to do it. So imagine you are the CEO of that organization, and you get a random email from someone which is not your direct response, right? And you say the subject is like, I found a leaky bucket of 34 million. Can we talk? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, how
I
can you
just
say
found
no to
34
this?
million. Yeah. And the thing is, if this company is in a size where they have strategic priorities like new tech stack, refactoring the whole infrastructure, and it's a $300 million project, you're doomed. Nobody cares about your 30 million, right?
Yeah,
It has
exactly.
to be on a critical level regarding the size. So yeah, you have to paint a picture where you get the attention.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's not that hard, Andre, at the end. And I think we are on a good trajectory over here, because
Okay.
what's on the market is forcing companies to change their behavior. So there's no better trigger than pain.
So, but you're saying step one, research the context and the data and align it with a strategy. Step two, write an email to the CMO, jump the levels, skip the levels,
I
and
mean,
tell them, well, I found this. Yeah.
yeah, so basically, if you can have this buy-in from your direct response, the direct managers do this, of course. But if you so basically, it's also the employee journey, because it's the customer journey, is the employee journey, is the company journey, right? And
Mhm.
you need to take into account these kind of journeys. Like, now, if you are an internal champion, and if you are there to break things, to move things, not to have a boring life, and you are not there just to look better to your manager, and that means you go to your manager and you pitch him. If he is not doing anything, you are at a fork in the road, in your own, let's say, a
Yeah.
career path.
Yeah.
I want to stay with this company, so I want to change things,
Hmm.
or I want to stay here and forget that I'm seeing these realities, or I want to change my career. If they are not going to change this, and if they are not going to allow me to change, I'm
Hmm.
freaking leaving. So I'm willing to leave. And
So
if
basically, now we have a four-step approach, saying step one is creating a stakeholder map of your company and analyzing who might be your sponsor, what role has your direct manager on it, how to approach the C level, and what's the best path of doing
yeah,
it. Then step two is doing your data and research, creating a problem that is relevant for the C suite, then writing an email, and then having the meeting where you pitch the idea and presenting the solution.
yeah, and of
Okay.
course, at all these levels, you need to begin with the end in mind. So you need to make a conscious decision around your own career path,
Hmm.
because change is hard. I mean, and if you're alone against everyone, they will look like you are crazy, because
Yeah.
let's not disregard the fact that there are companies which they just want to maintain the status quo. Their inertia is huge, so you will not be able to change things there.
And there are also many managers that just want to shine in one direction and keep things calm in the other direction, right? So you have to make a good assessment about your situation. But I think this is, I'm convinced that I should do customer journey mapping, and I think I'm able of doing it. I'm capable, but I think this is the critical thing. How do I, get my company, my C-suite to do it company wide, right? So I think this is really valuable. Yeah, we should publish the four step approach.
Super. So Andre, you've just got yourself invited in writing a,
A chapter.
a chapter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or we can put
I
it
can
into a
add,
blog.
I can add something. As an entrepreneur myself, I asked myself, why did I had so many good ideas about my company, and some of them did not come alive. I just read my own notes from 5 years ago, and I thought, well, I had this idea. Why didn't it work out? And I neglected change management. For me, change management for many years was just a buzzword. But then I
Yeah.
realized if you want to change an organization, you need some critical things. So I still remember sitting in my car listening to a Harvard Business Review article on Audible about change management. They introduced the 8-step Kotter model of change management and what you could possibly forget when you want to implement real and sustaining change in an organization. And I said, well, damn, I was guilty of like 6 out of 8 steps I completely forgot. And now I understood the model and it makes complete sense. So I can just emphasize, even if you're stuck in the middle management or below, understand change management, and that basically there you don't need to have some artificial respect saying, "Whoa, changing or transforming a company, well, that's something I can never achieve." Yes, you can. It's an easy 8-step approach. You just need to convince somebody that change is critical, and what happens if you don't change, and align the action and do it, and it will work out. So Google for the Kotter model of change management. I think this is really important. Every conversion manager, e-commerce manager, UX manager, whatever your role is, you should care about this.
Yeah. And I think it's amazing, Andrew, that now that you're saying it, because it's also happening vice versa for entrepreneurial companies. I've been in your shoes as well, so I have this huge pile of decisions and experiments, because I have this experimentation mindset in my organization as well. And I'm noting down the decisions and the experiments that I'm starting, and some of them are not even there. So I haven't even managed to convince my own team, even though you think that, hey, you are at the top of the organization, you can do whatever you want, but you can't. So you need to take into account their bandwidth, and to make them, and I've seen this happening with some amazing projects. You need to make them want to change. You need to make them invested and passionate about the things that you decide to do.
And basically, you're pitching a problem, and as soon as the problem is not relevant or tangible, it won't be believed. So, yeah, you should know about change management. You should know about how to pitch ideas. So, another recommendation is read the book "Pitch Anything" by Aaron Clough. I think this tells you how to pitch an idea in 20 minutes, so it's relevant to your audience.
Yeah, love that book. Read it a few years back, but I will revisit it for sure.
Yeah.
Perfect. Then, Andre, thanks a lot for joining me into this chapter. Last but not the least, thank you
Thanks
for
having me.
all your inspiration and your work in this experimentation arena. I've been following you for years now, and you've been an let's say a model for me with you and your company, and what you've managed to achieve in Germany, and in the whole, let's say, world, if you think about it, because you've been here since the inception of
it's the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for your kind words, and yeah, let me invite you to Growth Marketing Summit next year in June 19th in Frankfurt. Come and visit Growth Marketing Summit. We actually we will talk, for example, about how to get C-suite buy-in. That's one of the topics.
Would love to be there. So because I think with this global warming, I think the June is going to be a good month to visit Germany for sure.
Yes, do it. Thanks for having me, Valentin.
Thanks for joining me, Andre, and thanks everyone for watching. And of course, we'll see each other talking about chapter 8 in the next episode.